All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This will be part two for the 2496 computers sent to me by Ryan in Maryland. He's actually the mechanic, and this is for one of his customers. So I spoke to him, and yeah, he's talked to his customer, and all repairs are approved. I said, I'm very confident I can repair both modules. Even the server is actually the one that was very hard to repair. A lot of unusual things that I see here. I always recommend to the customers and to the technicians to not open the computers before they send it. I I have guides some people to do his own test, especially when they're really far away and they cannot send to me or it's very hard for them. And I try to help as much as possible. But yeah, this was a lot of work. But yeah, I think it's all good. All right, so I got everything ready to go. Let me turn the computer on and run it. All right, we can see everything now working good. This way, this computer was before working fine, not a problem at all. I have now established, or we can establish communication. So let me connect to Diacom, and I have 744 RPM. So let me select with the zoom. Let me select the RPM so we can see that. I'm going to select the throttle position sensor percentage. I do the cycle, which for this calibration at idle usually stays on 0, and that's what we see here. That's normal. It all depends on engine temperature and so on. Remember, these are control. This is a very controlled environment, so you cannot go these and apply it to the boat because it will not work for you. All right, so we have everything selected in here. Let me, oops, this is not what I want to share. Let me just make sure I bring everything else down and I just put what I need to show here. All right, for those that have not seen the first part, this computer was no communication, and same thing is in this one. This computer is still, I haven't even touched. This is the starboard side, which was already pre-opened before it came to me. And also they have injectors 2 and 7 not working properly, and I was able to reproduce the concern. And I was able to see that injector was firing one time and not every single time. For these, I have one of the EST signals for the coils. This is a 496 Merc Cruiser, so it has 4 EST signals for coils, and it has also sorry, 8 injectors, right? So um, let me also explain. I'm going to use one normal injector to see if the driver actually fails. Because here, if we see the injector waveform, which, well, we are not seeing it because, well, we can see one on the blue channel. It's looking normal, and that is injector number 6. It's looking good, and we can see an activation every time an EST signal is there. Pretty much, right? So every time an EST, every time it's an injector. So before injector number 2, which if I move this channel here, the blue channel, the same one, we will see that it's firing every green channel, right? So every ESC signal. The red is just because I have the attenuator ready for the setup that I need for an injector, because when a real injector is connected, the kickback from that solenoid, it can come up to 400 volts. This one has a center diode built into the computer, so it goes up to like 80 volts, I think. So but yeah, we see that nothing is abnormal in here, so everything looks good as far as that waveform. Before, when I connected an injector in here, this was skipping. It was not showing that every single time. It was one nut, one nut on cylinder 2. So I want to show now for my test. Let me just make sure that I'm going to connect this properly. Oh yeah, I'm going to use this through a test light just to protect also my simulator because it's a little bit of a low kickback, which the simulator is not built to have. So I'm just doing this as a protection, but I want to just see the actuations. And I can definitely hear, hopefully guys, you can hear that click, 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 click every single time. And now we can see that in here as well. So now red channel is every single time the ESC signal is there. which is exactly what we're looking for. So I'm going to do that same test on every single injector. I started with two because two was the one that was now working fine, and seven. So I'm going to do seven next. And we can see how we have a red right next to that green ESC signal every single time. We have 100% power, no fault codes, no nothing, so everything is good in there. All right, so I'm going to do now on number one, and I'm going to check all injectors, all the 8 injectors. So we already checked 2 and 7. Now this is number one. If I can plug it in. All right, so definitely we have a signal on every single one of them. All right, so that is good. Let's do number 3. All right, 3 is doing exactly as the rest, one every single EST signal. All right, so let's do number 4. And also we can see the injector millisecond time in here, which is very good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see how number 4 went into 0. Obviously, it's unplugged. I don't know why it's not like it sometimes. This is what I need to reboot sometimes, or not reboot, just give the RPMs because it's not liking me doing this. That kickback from the injector is not being, it's not making my simulator happy. And the design of these simulators inside is very poor as far as ground circuit, and that's why it's happening this. So I gotta go up to idle again because you can see it's like 200 RPMs. So the computer didn't turn off. It's my simulator that went down to 0 RPMs, and that RPMs I'm the one providing it. So all right, so we can see now 4 is connected, and we got again an injector every single time. I'm going to disconnect this blue channel that we're no longer needing here. All right, so I'm going to unplug from that injector the signal coming from the computer and plugging it in here. That's injector 5, and we have that signal perfectly every single time. All right, I'm going to do 6 now coming next. All right, so we got 6 in there, and then on last, I just need to do 8. Again, I'm just going to do, and you see how different the signal goes next to the EST04, depends on the firing order, right? And we got number 8 right there. Again, okay, so all injectors working perfectly. All the computer is now functional. So we got no longer problems with communication, and the computer is running good. So now I'm going to do a 4,000 RPM test, which I want to share with you. I usually go up to around there, 4,000 RPMs. Let me change the throttle position accordingly, around 50, 60%. And now we can see the IAC duty cycle changing. Remember, it wasn't 0, and this I have the substituted value for it. Nothing wrong with the IAC. Everything is good. I check all the drivers, and everything is good. Everything is working as it's supposed to. So the computer is now happy, 100% power, no problems at all. All right, so we can go back to idle. Again, 650, 700 RPMs, that is normal. And I will change is the RPMs and the throttle here for these tests. I'm gonna go back to like 6% or so. That's what I like to keep for idle. Look at that engine speed, 6666. All right, guys. All right, Ryan, and I think Larry is the owner's name. Uh, the starter computer is 100% repair, all working properly. I'm going to start with the port, and I will add it to the video. So I'm going to make one video before repairs and one video for both after repairs. All right, guys, so stay tuned. I will follow up. Hopefully, this one also can be repaired. It runs good. No problems on that one, just no communication. But we'll see, right? So case to case, and that's what one thing that I would like to explain also in the videos. Other people like, hey, Mike, can you give me an estimate? I'm like, it's very hard. If you're telling me that is something that I am very familiar to repair, I probably might give you a rough estimate. But before I check the computers, I don't know. This is electronics. This is not like you have I don't know, like a vehicle that, how much is to replace my brakes, right? very, very different. But yes, I can give you a ballpark at least to get your customer or to make your customer understand what he needs to be prepared with. All right. Okay. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I got the pour fix. Uh, Actually, the customer's name is Lenny. The technician or the shop that sent these computers to me is his name is Ryan, and the customer is Lenny. So yeah, so he's when he sees this, he knows that these are his computers. All right, so both are now working properly. I already sealed the port. I'm sorry, the starboard, and I mark it as I say in the back with that. And this one's ends on E9Y1. BD01E9Y1. This is the starboard. And the port, which is the one I have right now here, it says BD01E9M1. So this is the port computer, and now it's working properly. This one runs good. I did a completely refurbish, and this is what I told Ryan. I don't see the point of just fixing what is bad here and then send it to the customer and then have it in back. So, in order for me to give a warranty, I have to do a complete refurbish first, make sure that I can repair them, and then completely refurbish so they can last. And this is probably last even longer than the boat now. But yep, so let me, well, we see the signals of injectors, EST, and everything in here. I already checked that on the first video. I'm going to put a link in the description, so for those that wants to see when these computers were here and we're having no communication. All right, so I can close this. I'm going to now open this fully. Before I go into that, I also want to show if you have any boat computers or automotive computers and you need to send for testing and repair, please look for my website, Mike Salazar Diagnostics. Yes, my name is spelled a little different, MAIC. It sounds as Mike Salazar Diagnostics.com. This is the landing page. This is the home page. You can click here. This will open your email browser or Let's Chat. But if you open the Let's Chat, please put your email in there so I can contact you with the email. I like to keep a conversation going, and then I can get you like that. If you want any more information, you can scroll down the page. This is a full website. I have information of repairs and other things that I do for marine and auto repairs. I have pictures. I have all the videos. That's the one for Switzerland. That was my wife right there. And then at the bottom, you have the contact us. This is a form that will be sent. If you don't want to either email or chat, you can just use this and this will send a message to me. In here, you have my email address. It's mike at mikesalazardiagnostics.com or my telephone number 703-505-5234. And again, the shipping address where you can ship the computers. If you're going to send something to me, please make sure that you add a note with your full name, return address, an email, and telephone. If it's on a boat, I need the serial number for the boat so I can get the correct wire diagrams and the concerns. If it's a vehicle, car, I need the B number again to get the correct wire diagrams. The reason of the email and the telephone is when I'm done, I will send you a link for payment that you can use just any major credit cards. So this is for Clover. It's 100% uh, protected. It's a safe site. And this is where I collect all my payments. And then you can just enter your credit card in there and you can pay. If you don't want to do that, I can also call you and collect the payment on over the phone. That's not a problem. All right, guys, going back to this computer, I'm going to turn them off and we're going to see how I'm. You see it's synchronizing. So lost the communication. As soon as I establish the ignition back on, we see the fuel pump on and that message goes off. So, and now it's in here, but let's completely disconnect in here. I'm going to reselect the computer. So again, Merc Cruiser 2001 to 2009, and this covers pretty much all the PCMs and ECMs 555s up to those years. I click on OK, and this is now, you see, it's immediately populating the menu that is for this boat. I then now click OK or join the communication, and then when I run, we can now see RPMs, 664 RPMs. I'm going to just put that one in a zoom glass so we can see that in here. I'm going to raise the RPM to around 4,000, which I always do. All right, and then the throttle, which you're not going to see probably for the distance, but I am raising just the throttle to make sure that the IAC value is now on 72%, and we have a nice IAC fully working. I didn't have any problems with that, but again, all the drivers for injectors, IAC, all that is already replaced. All right, so this is a fully working computer. Everything is good to go. I'm just going to save. I always save history before the repairs and after. In this case, after the communication, because this computer didn't communicate, so I couldn't save that file. But I always save that. So let me go back to like around 700 RPMs. I'm also going to go down in the throttle because I want to show you something else that you can do here. And also, it's very important to check the calibration with the sticker compared to the sticker. You can do this in here. With Diacom, you can go into test. This is going to stop a communication in between the scanner and the computer, let's say. But you can see the engine location. Okay, well, this computer is also set as a starboard, so I'm going to change it as sport because that's what they told me to. So, because this is also very important. So I'm going to set the new location. In order to take effect, you have to turn the ignition off for 5 seconds. All right, so we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to wait 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, when we set the ignition back on, if I read the engine location, it should be on port, and now it's on port. Perfect. So the other thing that I want to check to show you here is in system information. This will read the current calibration on the computer, which in here should be an A63618-4, and that is exactly what we have. And then it gives me, and or to the technician as well, very important values like TPS from 1.2 to, what is it? TPS 1, not sure, I cannot read that without my glasses. Oh no, yes, it's 1.2 to 0.9 volts at idle, and then wide open throttle from 4.7 to 4.83 volts. Again, some value that you can use for your check in comparison. Um, Also, injector on resistance, and then which is again the calibration A63618-4, which is exactly what we have in the sticker, and it's an a 496 mag 8.1 liters base Merc Cruiser. All right, so that is all good. The logic of the computer is good, and everything is working 100%. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. If you have again any computers that you need to send to repair, I'm your guy. I'm a small business, but I know what I'm doing. You will be in the best hands. Nobody offers the the transparency that I offer and the knowledge. All right, so guys, just stay tuned also for the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.